underlying spirit of a Vaishnavite sadhana is somewhat different. The mundane obstacles, the friends and foes merge in the Vaishnavite sadhaka's world of blissful ideation. With whom will they fight? They feel that the entire universe is an unbroken divine play composed of Radha and Krishna. In this stage there is a clear dominance of action and devotion. Vaishnavite sadhana is a blissful flow indeed. Such sadhakas are like points on the circumference of the cosmic circle, moving towards the nucleus. Jhana Purushottama along the radius, which is their sadhana, and the expanse through which they move towards him along the radius is the Rupa Sagar, ocean of beauteous forms, the Rasa Amrita Sindhu, ocean of bliss. Such sadhakas reap only through reactive actions the consequences of their past actions. Jhana is not dominant in this Vaishnava stage. Vaishnavite sadhakas say that Purushottama is enacting his lila divine game through the expressed universe. They say, O Lord, you are both wisdom and ignorance, happiness and sorrow. Some people you place on golden thrones as kings, others throw in the street to beg from door to door with outstretched begging bowls. You are my joy, you are my sorrow, do whatever you like with me. Such sadhakas will never say, O Lord, save me from danger, but Sudarisiyo basao yakan, danya hari, vyata diye kandao yakan, danya hari. When you float me on the waves of bliss, O Lord, you are really gracious, and when you make me cry in pain, you are equally gracious. In happiness I feel your sweet touch and burst into laughter, exhilarated by your divine sport. In sorrow I also feel your sweet touch and burst into tears, overwhelmed by your divine sport. How strange you are, how wonderful, I have nothing to complain about. In the final stage of Vaishnavite sadhana, the unit mind becomes one with the cosmic mind. The moment before the final merger, sadhakas realize that the entity who has come in the form of happiness is their dearest Lord, and the entity who has come in the form of sorrow is also their dearest Lord. They feel the divine joy of the cosmic play. They never retreat, for having passed through the sadhaka stage, they have acquired immense courage and valor. One who has not been an ideal Shakta cannot be an ideal Vaishnava. In the final stage of the Vaishnava cult, sadhakas offer their greatest treasure, their mind, to Brahma. And in exchange for the supreme gift, expecting nothing in return. In the absence of mind, they cannot enjoy the sweetness of the divine play any longer. And that supreme stage of surrender, Lilananda is transformed into Nityananda. When sadhakas become ensconced in Nityananda, they are said to have attained the Shaiva stage. One who has not been an ideal Vaishnava cannot be an ideal Shaiva. Shaivites have no minds of their own, for they have already surrendered their minds to their dear Lord. This is the supreme surrender, this is the supreme attainment. Ratna karastava griham grihinisha padma deyam kimapi bhavate purushuttamaya abhirava manaya naparita manasaya dattamanaya drupade tvamiram grinaha. Your abode is brimming over with gems and jewels. The goddess of fortune is your housekeeper. What can I offer to you, O Lord? Oh yes, there is one thing you lack, as it has been stolen by your devotees. It is your mind. I therefore offer my mind to you. Please accept it. The stages of Pratyahara Yoga. As I mentioned previously, Ananda Marga has harmoniously blended the Shakta, Vaishnava and Shaiva sadhanas. Of the three, the Shakta sadhana is the most important, because it is the initial stage of the microcosm's journey toward the macrocosm. Progress on this journey is made through Pratyahara Yoga. As all spiritual aspirants are aware, the goal of Pratyahara Dharana and dhyana is the attainment of samadhi. Pratyahara is the conscious endeavor to withdraw the mind from mundane qualities and attractions. Easier said than done. The process of varnagyadan is in most cases very difficult to perform properly. Offering of mental colors toward the Lord, also known as Guru Puja. Pratyahara has 4 stages: Yatamana, Vyatireka, Ekendriya, and Vashikara. Yatamana is a conscious effort to transcend the negative influence of the propensities. Suppose you see one of your colleagues taking a bribe and think, had I not been an Anandamargi, I could have also earned some extra money in this way. This shows that your propensity of greed is not fully controlled, but as you are keen to control it, you have adopted the Anandamarga way of life. For this conscious effort on your part, you deserve the appellation Yatamana. In Vyatireka, the second stage, some propensities may be controlled at one time, but uncontrolled at another time, or a person may control physical desire, but suffers from an increase in anger, or may become free from greed for money, but will develop a strong desire for name and fame. After delivering an eloquent lecture, he or she will say, all credit goes to Brahma. It is only by his grace that I could deliver such a lecture, but in his or her heart will think, an excellent speech I gave today. This is called Vyatireka. In the Ekendriya stage, the propensities are brought under control, no doubt, but not permanently. In order to exhaust the reactive momenta, the propensities sometimes strongly assert themselves, causing one to repent as a result. Ask yourself whether or not you have experienced this sort of mental torture. Hence this stage does not represent complete pratyahara, either because the pashas and ripus, fetters and enemies of the mind, are not totally controlled. The pashas and ripus assert themselves through the medium of the mind and the indriyas. If even one indriya remains uncontrolled, it should be concluded that there is still a worm in the flower of the mind, and a worm-eaten flower cannot be offered to the Lord. Only when all the indriyas are fully controlled can it be said that the mind is under the complete control of the Atman unit consciousness. This is real pratyahara, or Vashikara Siddhi, for it means Prakriti has merged into the supreme cognitive principle. This is called Krishna Sharana, taking the shelter of Krishna in devotional psychology. The importance of Pratyahara sadhana is immense, because it involves a harmonious blending of knowledge, devotion, and action. In this sadhana, the Shakta Bhava finds its consummation and the latest devotion starts sprouting. An indriya is a sensory or motor organ, together with its respective nerves, nerve fluid, and sight in the brain. In this sadhana, the Shakta Bhava finds its consummation and the latent devotion starts sprouting. This sprout ultimately develops into the highest Vaishnava Bhava. Shaiva Bhava is the path of knowledge. So in social life, there is a great need for Shaktas and Vaishnavas. The Pratyahara Yoga with which a Shakta starts rendering service to the world reaches its consummation in the perfect and total service of the Vaishnava. Pratyahara begins with vigorous action and culminates in selfless devotion. Vashikara Siddhi is only attained by devotees. Even Shankaracharya, the great protagonist of jhana, admitted Moksha Karana Samagriyam Bhaktireva Gariyasi. Of all the ways to attain salvation, the way of bhakti or devotion is the greatest. If knowledge is likened to the elder brother of a family, devotion is his younger sister, happily holding her brother's hands as she walks beside him. The little sister cannot walk alone, nor would it be safe for her to do so. But when she walks merrily along with her brother, people look lovingly at her and speak sweet words to her. They will probably ask that elder brother, is she your little sister? Vaishaki Purnima 1958 EMC Ranchi.